Hi everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name is Mike and today I have all 4 early 2018 Microfighters for you and a bunch of other parts on the table. Blame Jack for that. 2 of these are double sets, number 75196 and 75195 with 2 builds inside for $20 each, and 2 smaller ones, 75194 and 75193 for $10 each. The total number of minifigures is 6, same goes for the vehicles. We have built those guys during a live stream, so if you wanna check out this recording, I'm gonna leave a link below. But for today, we're gonna focus on the review. Ouch. Alright, let's start off with the 75196 A-Wing vs TIE Silencer. I think this set has the best minifigure of all the Microfighters. I'm talking about the A-Wing pilot, but I know that's Tali Lantra, the pilot from the Blue Squadron from Last Jedi. And the minifigure itself has some excellent print for the jumpsuit, a lot of details back and forth, but the part that strikes me the most is the helmet. We have a dual molded color, a lot of cool curves and details, and there is even a print and a small mold for her headset or communications array. I always liked the Rebel pilot's helmets, but this one is definitely the best I've seen. She also comes with 2 face expressions, one of them has a visor printed on, and we have a blaster as an accessory. Really excellent minifigure, my favorite of this wave if not of all time. And her blue RZ2 A-Wing is a really good build as well. The shape is captured pretty nicely, we have the flick missiles on the tip of the wings imitating the blasters, and they managed to capture the shape of the engines with those fins in the back and also the front slope. I like this one a lot and it complements the minifigure very well. Kylo Ren that we get in this set has his version without the mask, 2 face expressions on this guy, and actually he is shadowed by the quality of the Rebel pilot minifigure. That is however a very cheap way to get him if you don't have this minifigure in your collection already. Of course he gets his custom cross lightsaber and the mold for his long hair. The build for the silencer is really nice, however this ship is much bigger in the original, so the micro scaled version looks a bit cartoony, but still the shape is preserved. We also have the red transparent pieces for the cockpit and also a small printed piece for his console. 2 flick missiles at the bottom, and it's not a bad build, I just think the A-Wing is better. The set also comes with a small maintenance area with some tools, so there is a first for Microfighters, and overall you can just consider that as a bonus for the set. There is a small rack with a flick missile and a small wrench. Alright, let's move on to the next big set, that is the 75195 Ski Speeder vs First Order Walker. Those guys come straight from the Battle of Crate from The Last Jedi. Starting off with the Resistance Speeder pilot, we have a good minifigure here. The print detailing is pretty much the same high quality as we had in the previous pilot of Tali Lantra from the previous set. The pilot seems to be nameless in the set, but there are rumors that he is actually portrayed after Gareth Edwards, the director of Rogue One. He gets the hair mold with the comms headset and also a blaster. The Ski Speeder for me is actually one of the coolest vehicles to appear in The Last Jedi. I really liked the big set, the Assault on Crate, with this vehicle. That was a really good build, and the micro version is also very nice. There are 2 stud shooters on the far side where normally the lasers are located. A single droid arm imitates this stabilizer, and of course we have the cockpit to put the minifigure in. That is a very uniquely looking ship, but still I think it looks like a sideways B-Wing. Now let's move on to the Walker. First the Walker Driver. That is I believe the same minifigure that we had in the big set from the ATM6 Walker, or as LEGO called it, the Heavy Assault Walker, and I keep my opinion that this minifigure was just high quality Stormtrooper with a really cool custom print for the helmet. We have a single face expression for this guy and a blaster as well, and the Walker itself is actually a lot of fun. If you guys are watching our channel, you know that the previous Walker, the 8080 from Microfighters, is kind of our pet, always on the table when we stream and just walking around, just staying there. So I think those guys will become friends. I like the posability of the legs. You can position the Walker in some crazy scenarios, like to make him look like a pet. It looks even better than the previous 8080 version in my opinion, with those massive legs in the front. The place where normally the cannon is located is replaced with the minifigure seat. Some small details in the back plus the console with a print, and this massive looking head representing the Siege Walker. We've got 2 stud shooters on the sides, so this set is all about stud shooters, there are no flick missiles. and I think the build is definitely much more fun than the ski speeder. You also get a bonus build for this small cannon from crate, nothing too crazy but a nice added bonus with a swivel stud shooters and a place to keep your studs. So overall, both of these $20 sets are fun, the price is acceptable, you basically get the usual $10 per microfighter. Minifigures are very nice and it all just makes those sets quite affordable and quite a good gift idea. Now let's move on to the single packs. Here is the 75193 Millennium Falcon. That is the Force Awakens version with Chewie on board, and I do actually enjoy this Falcon very much. I am never tired of micro, midi, massive scale Falcons whatsoever, and this one hits the mark with the cutesiness and the cartoon look. Two stud shooters on the top representing the quad laser battery. You can see the rectangular radar dish, even such details as lights in the front, and I like this droid printed head for the canopy. Very nice looking ship, it definitely stays on my desk as many other small Falcons, but the Chewie minifigure that we get is not exclusive at all. So LEGO did not update Chewbacca from the last releases. He does get a crossbow piece representing his bowcaster, and still for some reason if you don't have this minifigure in your collection, that is a cheap way to get Chewie. But there is honestly nothing too special about him. And moving on to the last set, that is the 75194 First Order TIE Fighter. I really like what Disney did to the classic TIE Fighter design to introduce those guys with those red markings and some other features. This guy does have a flick missiles underneath. We actually get a new printed dish for the canopy print for this fighter, never seen before in transparent red, so that is a cool piece of this set. The wings however are too simple for me. I wish they had some of those lines that make the iconic TIE Fighter look. They don't, you can only see a single round plate on each one of them, and for me this look is not the best choice. A small pistol piece is representing the communications array, and we have two of those open stud 1x1s to represent the engines in the back. I like how they simplified the cockpit and managed to get the contrast between black and red, and on top of that you of course have the space for your TIE Fighter pilot. And about this minifigure, we can consider him exclusive, mainly because of the special mold for the helmet. You can see the helmet is the usual for the most part, but at the top there is an extra added plastic for a somewhat of a targeting visor, I think. It's not a movable piece, it's just for display, but still there is a new mold for the TIE Fighter pilot helmet. Of course there's the oxygen tube connecting to his body, which has an excellent print by the way, as usual per those pilots. The print in general is not exclusive, so you've seen this version in previous sets before, and the guy comes with a blaster accessory as usual. So in the grand scheme of things, there is a nice microfighter, but I think that's the weakest one of this 2018 wave. Now to sum up quickly this collection, I think there was a very strong wave of microfighters. The dual vehicle sets introduced for the first time in this wave are really good. They do deliver in terms of quality of the builds and the minifigures provided, and in my opinion introduced the best rebel pilot so far. In smaller sets you get the Millennium Falcon, so you cannot go wrong with that. The TIE Fighter is lacking a bit however, but it is not to the extent that you won't like the set. For anyone collecting microfighters like we do, you should be happy with this wave, and if you think about acquiring them, I left some links below. Those microfighters may go on sale pretty often. Alright, that's it, back to the studio. Alright, and that's it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can always leave a like and subscribe below if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching again. My name is Mike, and I'll see you again on BrickVault.